Welcome to The Explainer. We're going to talk about something universal today, that feeling of being trapped by our own imperfections. But the solution? Well, it comes from a place you probably wouldn't expect.
Have you ever felt just stuck, paralyzed by your own flaws? It's that awful knot you get in your stomach, right? The one that comes from just fixating on everything you think is wrong with you. It's that little voice whispering, "You're not good enough."
So to dig into this, we're actually going to travel back in time. We're looking at a 700-year-old text about a 13th century mystic, St. Gertrude the Great. And I know what you're thinking, ancient history, right? But trust me, what she went through is going to feel really familiar.
All right, so let's dive into Gertrude's story. And we're starting with her crisis, because even though she's a saint, the problem she was facing, it's incredibly human.
So the scene is this. Gertrude is getting ready for confession. Examining her conscience. But instead of just listing a few things, she gets completely swamped. The text says her faults made her extremely anxious. She's just totally overwhelmed.
She's so paralyzed by it all that she can't even bring herself to go to a priest. So what does she do? She just starts talking about it directly to God,
Just pouring out all that grief and anxiety. And this is where things get really interesting. What follows is this incredible conversation. It's really the core of this whole lesson. It's basically a dialogue between her crushing anxiety and this voice of, well, pure compassion. A voice comes to her and asks this really simple, gentle question. Why are you troubled, my beloved? Basically, why are you so worried when help is right here? You can come directly to me. And Gertrude's answer is just so raw, so human. She basically says, how can I not be troubled? I can see all my flaws, I'm stained by them. And isn't that a feeling we all know? That fear that our mistakes make us unworthy of any help at all?
Okay, so the response she gets next is a total game changer. It doesn't just say, don't worry about it. No, it offers this powerful, two-part solution that completely reframes the whole problem.
So, part one of the solution is basically a full spiritual reboot. The voice promises to renew the grace of the 7 sacraments inside her. It's like wiping the slate clean, a total refresh to wash away the old and get her ready for what's next.
All right, so that was part one. Now for part two. And honestly, this is the most powerful, transformative idea in the entire story. This is the big one.
And here it is. The voice gives her this incredible metaphor. It says the answer is charity. And it's not some passive, gentle thing. Charity is like a burning sun. Think about that. A sun doesn't just cover things up. It consumes and annihilates them. It completely burns them away.
So we have to be clear what we mean by charity here. It's not about writing a check, not at all. In this story, charity means an active, compassionate love for other people. It's about consciously choosing to show goodwill and understanding.
Okay, this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea. The story doesn't let her just sit with it. Nope, it immediately throws her into a real-world test. So, just moments after this big revelation, Gertrude sees someone else mess up. A member of her community neglects one of their duties. And bam, there it is, a choice.
And what's her first instinct? That same old anxiety comes creeping back in. She thinks, oh no, if I don't correct them, I'll be guilty too. It's that classic trap of feeling responsible for everyone else's actions. But then, she remembers the lesson she just learned, that whole burning sun thing. So instead of jumping in to correct them, acting out of her own fear, she chooses compassion. She chooses charity. She just offers a quiet prayer for that person. She turns a moment of judgment into an act of love.
And get this, as soon as she does that, she gets another promise. The voice tells her that every single time she chooses that path, love instead of criticism, she'll be strengthened and protected, like a city with walls and trenches. Super powerful imagery.
And this, right here, is the biggest takeaway of the whole story. That single act of compassion, which was only possible because someone else made a mistake, ended up bringing Gertrude more spiritual merit than if everything had been perfect. Her healing didn't come from obsessing over her own imperfections. It came when she shifted her focus and showed grace to someone else.
So, what does this 700-year-old story have to tell us today? Well, it's pretty clear, right? Getting stuck in our own heads, fixating on our flaws, that just breeds anxiety. The way out, the real solution, is to turn that focus outward, to extend compassion to others. That's the burning sun that can actually heal us. Maybe the best way out of your own head is to get into someone else's heart. So I'll leave you with this question. If compassion is a currency, how are you spending it?